watching this video. This is Light and Bone Tarot, and I am doing a reading for the topic of, oh my goodness, how can I not remember this? I literally just wrote this down. It's called In Your Feels. I feel like I've been in my feels lately. I feel like all my friends have been in their feels lately. And so I have 4 pictures that, I don't even know if looking at these pictures really makes you feel happy. I feel like I don't know what the feeling is, but the titles are Dream, Away, Wish, and Sleep. So we'll see which one of these you pick and why, and I hope they take a romantic turn, because that's really always my favorite readings are about romance or some aspect of a relationship and why, and I don't know, it's very interesting, but we'll see where this goes. So, okay, let's start with Dream. If you are here for Dream, thank you very much. Hello, picture 1. Dream. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see what this reading's about. What is the whole purpose of this? Okay. I do like the picture for Dream. I don't know what it is about feathers. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do this a little differently. Let's just see a little bit where you're at. That's not different, but my pattern is going to be different. My layout. 7 of Wands, 2 of Wands, Knight of Wands, Dream. This silly 7 of Wands card, I'm so sick of seeing it, and I feel like the more I see it, the less I understand it, which makes me even more frustrated. I have read about this card way too much in the last few days, and I still always am like, is it strife? Is it like, what is it about this card, and why does it keep coming up for all the readings, regardless of how well I shuffle? The 2 of Wands, I'm okay with. This is more of a choice, more of a pondering, and it's a choice that ever so slightly, I feel like I think like both options are good, but it's not totally balanced. There's something about this choice that's not exactly, I don't know, it's not exciting for some reason. I think, I wouldn't say either one is bad, but I don't know that either one is very exciting. I like, the Knight of Wands is, I can't not call it the fuckboy card, because that's what it is. So I just have to say that every time. I'm sure it will get old. I'm sure I will find another way of describing it, because it really has no place in this reading to give it that title. It hasn't earned it. But if we have all these wands here, and just like decision, kind of standing your ground, almost like making a little bit of an escape and doing it possibly hastily, selfishly, without a whole lot of care. If that's where you are right now, we're going to have to get some more, because this definitely isn't enough to really understand the dynamic. Yeah, something's going on, but let's see. Can you see this card? Barely. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to put down 2 more cards. And 4 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. I like the 2 of Cups. I like the 2 of Wands more than I like the 4 of Pentacles, or the 7 of Wands for that matter. But if I see this top leg combined with this, I'm thinking this decision, this to me is like a loved up card. This card it's romance, it's love, it's connection, it's all things good. It's a great card. This is like holding very tight, miserly, scared about finances, scared to spend. But if you take money out of it, it's like almost like a stuck, like you're planted, you can't move. And maybe the decision you have to make is about making a move. But it's interesting because this is in contrast to it. So I don't know, if I look at all this together and I get a picture, I definitely think there's something to do with a relationship. I think there's something to do with like friction of some sort. Money's in the picture. I'm going to say someone else is the Knight of Wands. Someone else is pushing you into some form of haste, or they are being hasty and they really want you to follow suit. And this might be a decision that you're making, and this might cause your kind of battle ever so slightly, like maybe a contemplation of what exactly, why do you feel like you need to stand your ground? Why are you kind of defending yourself? Why is there that kind of action taken towards a little bit of chaos or conflict? And I do think there is this card would make me think that either there's someone else that you really love, or it is this person, but I don't know, this person seems to be putting a bit of a pressure on you. And with the, let's get a little bit more here, because I'm not sure what that Four of Pentacles would be, because this would make me think someone who's almost like stuck, like almost physically stuck, not so much mentally or emotionally, but this is like a card where there just isn't action. There's a lack of action. There's a lack of movement. You either don't want to move home, you don't want to switch jobs, you don't want to think along the lines of like uprooting yourself. You really want to remain where you are. So maybe there is someone that is pushing you to move, or I don't know, but if it's a move, I feel like it's quite a big move. And I don't know if this Two of Cups is the energy from down here or if it's someone else. It could be someone else, because, yeah, who's the Two of Cups? It could be you. I really see this card. I see this one a lot. The Nine of Wands is resilience is like the main title given to this, but this is it's like it implies that there's been a struggle. It implies that there's been a fight, depending on, I don't know to what level you fight, but I don't think you've been like in hand-to-hand combat, but I think that there's been something like an ongoing just uncomfortableness, that probably physical in the sense that like maybe there's storming out, maybe there's I don't know, going to the same bar and having a drink, or there's some repetition that probably is an action that's being taken as a result of fighting or arguing or being in an uncomfortable situation or uncomfortable relationship. So that's what I get out of the Nine of Wands. And the Three of Pentacles isn't a bad card. I think it's hard work paying off. I think it's like a little bit of recognition. I don't mind the Three of Pentacles. It can be teamwork, but the Four of Pentacles is just it's like a very tight, it's a budgeting card. But it's a budgeting of everything. It makes me think of like you're locking off your, not only the things that make you happy from like a tangible standpoint. It makes me think of like you're blocking off your feelings. You're blocking off the thoughts that make you want the things that you could have that would make you happier, but you're just shutting everything off, which really doesn't have a whole lot to do with the Two of Cups. This card almost stands alone for me. Okay, yeah, dream. Why? I mean, maybe you just really want to get out of this situation, whatever it is. All right, I don't know. Why'd you pick this card? We need to start. This reading's got to start going somewhere, because it's not going anywhere yet. It's gone nowhere. Eight of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and the Star. You know, these wands, of course, the Eight of Wands comes after the Seven of Wands. And the Eight of Wands to me is a travel. It's like an exploration, something new, something exciting, something inspiring. But it's kind of like almost like doing something you've never done before, seeing new places, going somewhere new, but it just almost from the sense of like an adventure, more or less. An exciting, whether it's exciting or not, it's something different. That's what I really get out of the Eight of Wands. It's almost like like you've challenged yourself, you've pushed yourself to really kind of move on. And I think the energy here is like you've really got to do that. Like this isn't fun. Pondering decisions isn't fun. Being pressured to do that isn't fun. Budgeting like this isn't fun. Sure, the Two of Cups, that's great, but I actually think it's something external, and we'll find out a little bit more about it. But this is like, this is okay, but I'm not even entirely sure I understand much about this. Um, and I really need to start remembering why I turned cards over, and I'm just going to continue with this big picture thing. But why'd you pick Dream? I think was the question I gave this. I think there's no rewind on this, and it drives me crazy. So I think you're ready. You're ready to leave. You're ready to kind of like make an investment in your future. Just throw yourself into something completely different. You're ready to leave this whole situation. And if there is a Knight of Wands or a person involved, whatever it is, I mean, this could be a coworker, this could be a friend, it could be someone you're hooking up with. I feel like it's one of those people that you have just hooked up with so long that now you're like dating or it's your boyfriend, but you never actually wanted it to be. And now they're trying to incorporate you some way into their life. And you're like, we never even, like, how did this happen? How did we get here? Because I still feel like you're just someone I'm hooking up with. I feel like it's someone that if you talk to your friends, you'd be like, no, he's not my boyfriend. He's just a friend. Like, but I don't know, maybe you like have half your stuff at his house, but who knows how it got there so quickly. He's not the Two of Cups for you, and someone is. It's not him. But I think you want to leave this behind. And with the Star, I just think you just need a little excitement. You need a change. You need something different. And like, quite frankly, you just need something to look forward to. I feel like things have been pretty like ho-hum for you, and you're at a point where it's like you just need to believe in something. You really need to turn your world upside down. I don't see a lot of fun in the past, and maybe it's been the past year. I don't think anyone's had fun this past year. I've had a shit-tastic year, and I feel like most everyone else has too. I mean, good things have happened. This has happened for me, this channel. But it's not like I was working on this all year. I almost just recently, anyway, I just started this. So yeah, I think you're very much ready to leave the past behind. And for me, Dream is like, you just want something whimsical. You want magic. You want something different. And I see that, and I really feel that in the Star. And there's a little bit of like a spiritual component to the Star. There's a little bit of like, I don't know, heaven and earth and the cosmos, and this wanting more. Like, you want more out of life. You're ready to get more out of life, whatever that means. So if I see the Two of Cups and I look up here, I think this is someone that you really never even thought you had a chance with, or someone that I don't know, maybe someone you see every day and just say hi to, like someone you pass on the street all the time, or like someone at a coffee shop, or a coworker you never really talk to. But I just feel like it's a situation where it honestly never materialized, but somehow you did develop deep feelings for this person. And I think you did this throughout this like situationship you're in with whomever the Knight of Wands is. And I think you're just still kind of baffled that this is this is your situation. And I think you know that if you don't leave, you're gonna get stuck here. And maybe that's what this Four of Pentacles is. Like, maybe you just feel so stuck. And I don't mean like stuck in like you're in this horrible abusive relationship and you're stuck. I just mean like it almost accidentally happened, and then a year passed, or 5 months, or whatever, and here you are. So that is, I feel like we just hit our stride with this. It took 14 minutes. Sorry about that. But this is it. This is what I'm getting for Dream. And I really think you're daydreaming. You're going to bed at night and you are just thinking about how you'd rather be anywhere but like the situation you're in. And again, not because it's pure hell on earth, but because there's just more, and you are so stagnant right now. And you really do need to unstick yourself, and you need to just get motivated, quite frankly. I think you're lacking so much motivation, which is leading you to feel stuck in more ways than one. And that would be it. Like, not only are you stuck in the sense that your feet are grounded, your body is in this one space, that you You don't want to pull into this driveway every day. You don't want to go to bed in this bed every night. You want something different. But also, I don't think it's not like changing your environment or investing in like a new couch or something would make you feel better. You don't want to spend any money on where you are right now. You don't want to invest in it. What you really want to do, I think, is just get out of town. I think you just want to go. So if that's it, then make that investment in leaving and let that, wherever your North Star is, well, it's in the north. We know exactly, it's like the one thing we actually know all the time is where the North Star is. So whatever the North Star tells you to do, or just follow your North Star, I guess, is that it. Just get out of what you're doing. And let's say not everyone who watches this is in this situation. This could be a job. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but it could be a job. It could be, I don't know, it could be a friendship that is just all consuming and taking everything out of you, or I don't know what it is, but it's some habit and some form of just habit or ritual that you are caught up in that really, not only does it not serve you, it's starting to really bum you out. It's taking a toll on you. Let's ask, and I don't want to forget this question, I have to like really think about it. What do you feel like I don't know, like what part of you have you lost? What part of you what do you want to get back? Or I don't know. What do you want to get back? I guess we'll say in this new year, like what do you want to achieve when you leave? What's something that you're like, yes, that's what I want. So let's look at that. So great question, great cards. We've got the World, the Magician, and the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is apathy is the word given to this card. So we'll have to think about what you want back in regards to the Four of Cups. However, I almost feel like I turned that card over, and because we're asking a question about what's good, we're going to have to almost use the reverse meaning of the Four of Cups. But you want you want the magic back. You want to feel like you're back in control of your own life. Like you just want to feel like you can make things happen again. And I think you've completely lost that state of being stuck and grounded that you're in right now. That's not the Magician. The Magician would look around the house and be like, I've got all the faculty, everything I need is right in front of me to make a change. Whether it's like I was going to say knapsack, that's such a weird word. Whether it's like, a bag and some food and a couple bucks and a sweater. Like it's just the sense of like, I can really do this. I can do anything and I'm not afraid. The Magician is incredibly confident, probably too confident. I think they think their magic can never go wrong and they can always make wonderful things happen. And I don't even think the Magician thinks about it, but you want that back. You want that spirit of, I can do this, I'm in control. The World, I mean, that's, quite frankly, it's an ending. It's endings and new beginnings, but in a very nice, kind of wonderfully karmic way. So if you suffered a little bit in this last term, you want it done, you want it over with, and you just want to look back and be like, you don't even want to look back. I don't even think like, you're not going to miss this. You're not going to dwell on this. This isn't going to like keep you up with anxiety, this little chapter in your life. You're just going to be so happy to leave it. Like this weight's going to be lifted because again, you don't even know how you got here. I don't know how you got here because I've been in this situation before and I have no idea how I got there, except I've definitely been there. And weeks turn into months and months can turn into years and you're like, what am I even doing? I can't believe I still live here. I can't believe I'm still whatever it is. So yeah, you want back that feeling that anything can happen, that you are in control. There's a destiny, there's a path, there's a purpose to your life, and that's the World. And if we take the Four of Cups as something good, because it's what you want, and if it's apathetic in the standard, I'm going to say maybe you want to feel more. Maybe you want to be less. I don't think bitter has anything to do with apathy, but I think there's a sense of you just want to feel more. You want to experience more. You want to feel more, because I don't think you've felt a whole lot in the last whatever phase this is. And even these Two of Cups, you probably met someone that if you had a little more Magician of the World in you, you would have found a way to interact with this person, you would have left your situation that you were in and pursued this person. You would have allowed them to pursue you, whatever it is. But I don't think you did anything about it. I think you let that pass you by because you were just, and it's not even this person's fault. Because honestly, this person, it seems like they're quite all right in some ways. I think that they probably wanted to take the next step with you. It seems like they were probably pushing you to be like, hey, this sucks. Like, you're depressed, you're making me depressed. Like, what is this? Let's do something different. Let's have fun. But you just knew it wasn't your person or your place. And if it is your person or place, if a lot of this tracks and you're like, I actually do like this person, and then regardless, something still needs to be shook up. And I still think you need to like take a trip or just peace out for a little bit, like do something to really see if this is where you want to be. Or just get more of your magic back. And more of that sense of like exciting new beginnings, tidings. I don't know why tidings came to mind, but like probably because it's Christmas and it's like the good tidings we bring. I have no idea what tidings are. So this is your reading, and then I've got these oracle cards. So I'm going to give you a good luck charm for this. A good luck charm and something to bear in mind. I like that. And so going back to dream, it's maybe you've just been in a dream state and not even a good one. You've been floating. Like you have been like comatose kind of, and you're done. Something shook you awake. It was probably this poor chap. He probably did with all his like pushing and rushing and irritating, just annoying him. I don't think he's that smart. I don't think he does that. I don't think he's that driven. Actually, I think he's probably very nice. I think he bores you. I think he annoys you. I think that he could be driven, but you're probably slowing him down and bumming him out at the same time. But no, you guys do not work together. And I think him kind of pushing you to make this decision, you were like, that's it. That's something just jolted you awake. And yeah, I mean, obviously I don't know this guy, so it's not like a personal attack on him. I'm sure he's sweet. I feel like he has a drinking problem, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. Not a problem, just drinks too much. Okay. Good luck charm and something to bear in mind for your journeys. And, it could be New Year's journey. It could be any journey. Fearless expression, okay? And a good luck charm, we've got fall in love with your own story. Or bear in mind. Okay. Good luck charm, fearless expression. It's a be yourself card. It's you've definitely been holding back. You've been numb. Like I said, yeah, you've been in a state, you've been in a fog, in a haze. You have not expressed yourself. You've let things pass you by and you haven't been yourself. And I think that you really do need to not let that habit, because you've been that person for long enough now that it's become kind of this routine. Like maybe you're in the habit of just not smiling that much. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're just in the habit of like holding your face in a certain way because you're just like, eh. And I just think you need to really get back to expressing yourself and just finding a little bit more happiness and freedom in that, and fearlessness in that. It's kind of a cheesy card. It's not my favorite one, but we got it. So it's here for a reason, and I think that's it. And then something to bear in mind, fall in love with your own story. I don't think you've made much of a story yet. So I do think you're off to an adventure. You're off to the races. Something good's going to happen to you. I do feel that, actually. I really do feel that. I like these new beginning cards. I like when everything to me gears up to something positive, and not every reading does. And this isn't really a reading about love. It's just me. It's a very interesting reading, and I've never had one quite like it. And yeah, fall in love with your own story. And maybe this is a stay single for a while card. Maybe this is a figure out a little bit more about you, really find your direction, your place, and don't stop. Don't stop until you really figure that out. And what I mean by don't stop is maybe you do travel for 6 months. Maybe you are trying to figure out where you want to live, where you want to go to school, where you want to take that job, even though a lot of things are remote now. But yeah, just fall in love with your own story And in the end, when I don't know what to say, I start over talking things. So I'm going to stop. But I really want to thank you for being here and listening to this. And I'm starting to ask for comments. If you liked it, subscribe. Whatever feels organic and good, please do it. Just because. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot, and I just want to thank you for being here and listening, and I hope you enjoy this reading. I hope if this isn't your first reading, I hope you enjoyed any other reading you listened to. But yeah, thank you for being here. Okay, so we have, it's just in your feels. What's going on with you? These pictures are all melancholy. They all make me kind of sad. They have those weird beachy scenes, but like, it's like, I don't know, it's just the beach scene that you would want to look at if you were like a little bit sad or just a little bit in your feels. Not like massively depressed, but just like thinking about something, whatever it is. So the last reading I really enjoyed. I thought it was very cool. It was Dream, and it was not what I expected. And it took me a long time to get into that reading, way too long. So I don't know, that might happen again. But okay, let's do Away. Why did you pick Away? Why did you pick Away? Let's just start with that. Why did you pick Away? And Knight of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Six of Swords, and Death. I do think you're leaving something. I don't want to say you're running from something, but I do think you're leaving something. And the thing is, the Knight of Pentacles, is a pretty good person, actually. They're known for being one of the most like mature, logical, balanced people in all of tarot. And it's a court card. It's like, if you had if you wanted your son to be someone in the whole deck of tarot, you'd want him to be the Knight of Pentacles. And so you're either leaving the Knight of Pentacles, or you are the Knight of Pentacles and you are that reasonable that you know you have to leave this situation. And I honestly don't know if actually there was a loss, and it doesn't have to be that of death, but maybe there was a loss. Someone actually physically left close to you, and it could have been, I don't know, there's a lot of reasons why people die, death, or why people leave. Death is one of them. I don't know, I'm not getting a feeling yet off of this top line, because I feel like there's quite a few options here. But let me do another one. Why are you here? Why are you here? And we'll get a 6-card review here. The Sun, the World, and the 10. So this line tells me that your life wasn't bad. I actually get a feeling that something there's a lot about your world, your life that's actually quite good, but there's definitely been a struggle. I think something has taken a lot of your energy. I think you've put a lot of your time and effort and just your stamina towards something. And I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I think whatever that is, it's kind of drove you to a point where you really had to leave. Sorry, let me look at this for one more second. Or I'm wondering if someone... When I turn these 2 cards over, I really do feel like things are good. And I don't think this is like, I'm just going to talk this through. I don't feel like these are 2 cards to be like, oh, you're wishing things were better. You're looking for something better. I don't think that's it. I think whatever your life was or is, there was a lot of very beautiful things to it. I think you were a very positive person, a very positive person. I think people really liked you. I think you're probably incredibly stable and good. Like these are 2 wonderful cards. But then I'll repeat myself. Something, oh, did my candle go out? That's really too bad. Hold on, time out. Oh. Well, November, summer. I'll figure that out in a little bit. Next reading, sorry. Maybe it's a sign. I think that you're done with something. There's a situation you're leaving. It's caused you pain. There was, I think actually someone left you. But you're not for whatever reason, it's weird to get these cards because I don't get sadness out of you. If I look at this, actually, I think someone left and maybe you're happy about it. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe, quite frankly, I say that way too much. I think now that I look at this a little bit more, I think someone left. And I think that maybe you feel bad being happy about it, but you are. You're not devastated at all that this person left, or that they're no longer in your life, or that they're no longer in your life in the capacity they were. I'm not saying they died at all. I'm not saying you're happy someone died. And if someone did die, then I'm sorry, I don't think you're happy about it. But I just feel like something left your life, and now you actually feel like you can live your life and you can be yourself. Sure, there's been some struggle around it. I think it did affect you in some ways. It might have triggered something in you that did cause some struggle, that did cause you to have to act out or address some issues, some darker corners, your shadow self, however you want to put it. But I just think that right now, I feel as if you're in a very, very good place. I don't know if the Knight of Pentacles left. I'm going to say the Knight of Pentacles did leave, which is a little bit strange because you generally wouldn't be happy if the Knight of Pentacles leaves. But I mean, I'm sure some people in the world are not ideal for you and they could still be the Knight of Pentacles. It doesn't mean that every Knight of Pentacles is like someone you should be with. Let's get... okay, what was it about away that spoke to you? Because we will pin this down. This is, these readings have very vague topics. It's in your field. So I really like digging into it takes a minute, but just stick with me because once we get there, it is, there's magic that happens and we figure some stuff out. So I'm just going to flank this. Why did you pick away? And Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands. I mean, this is love, this is community, this is like, it could be called marriage. This is the card that you look at and you're like, oh, it's a wedding, it's a anniversary, it's a party, it's young people having the time of their lives. Like, this is a great card. It's a loved up card. It's got great feelings. Page of Pentacles, a little more immature than the Knight of Pentacles, but still wants to do good. Not bad. Maybe you thought whoever this person was that left, I think you might have seen a future with them. I think that they actually were someone that you might have seen something. You might have seen a future with them. In what capacity, I'm not sure. But maybe you really thought they were your person. And that's hard to get out of just two cards. But something tells me there was a point in time where you really thought this was your person. I think you might be the Page of Pentacles. And so I really think you might have found your match in the Knight of Pentacles. You guys are still, you had fun together. You weren't dealing with like, one of you wasn't a raging alcoholic or a sex addict. You were just like pretty normal people, working hard, having fun, doing your thing. Maybe you talked about marriage. Maybe you just felt you wanted to marry them. And then I think something happened. And I don't know what happened, but this person left. And I don't know if they just left somewhere and never came back. I don't know if they passed. I don't know if they got sick. But something about this person is no longer in your life. They left. The odd thing about that, though, which I do want to get a little more clarity on, is for whatever reason, you're not too sad about it. You're not broken up about it. And for reasons I don't understand just yet, it's actually kind of giving you hope, or it's making you see things positively. This is, I mean, both of these cards are these are really positive cards, and I can't get why you would feel that way, but you do. And this is a card of like, it's struggle a little bit, but it's like a physical struggle. It's like working so hard and maybe things are about to pay off, but this is definitely like a card of burden. There's a heavy weight, a burden. And I think you're probably free of that burden and you feel this now. Let's get a little bit more. What were you burdened with? Why was there a burden? Oh, this is so funny because now we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So we're just working our way around the Pentacles. And this is, I mean, I love and hate this card at the same time. I love it because you can't ignore it. You can't talk it into something else. You can't reverse it and have it be something different. This is a pure heartbreak card. There's no other way of saying it. So there's a Queen of Pentacles and now there's heartbreak. You definitely, I think you've matured from the Page of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. So when you were here and you thought you found your person, sorry, just 1 second here. Oh, did I read this wrong? Because I think I was looking at this as the Four of, oh my goodness. You know, I hallucinated and I thought this was the Four of Wands. I saw it as the Four of Wands. I have to stick with that. I don't know, it wasn't, but I read for it and I saw it and I felt it. So I'm sorry if you were looking at this and you're like, that is not the Four of Wands, because you're right. It's not. It's the Five of Wands, which means something pretty different. It actually means that this person would be someone, instead of someone that you love and thought you were going to marry, it would be someone that you always found confliction with. So it literally means something completely different. I don't know, maybe there's just two ways this reading can go, but either way, what you felt in the beginning, you were either enamored with this person or you always felt conflicted with them. It's one of those. It doesn't change the fact that they left and you're happy about it. And now I think you're the Queen of Pentacles. I think you've matured throughout this. You're even more stable. You're even more wise. You're even more balanced. You are less anything that is the opposite of that. So if you were even a little bit hasty, you are less hasty. If you were, a little bit emotional, you're less emotional in a good way. You are working your way probably up to being the King of Pentacles, who is a stern but very good and serious energy, very secure, very confident, just very secure. But there's heartbreak. So you, what a reading. This is, yet you are happy. I don't know, maybe you hurt someone. Why is this heartbreak card here? Why is this heartbreak card here? This is called, we're in a way, and so we really need to figure this. We need to get to the bottom of this crazy reading. Love the Ten of Cups. That is one of my favorite cards. This is marriage. This is happy family, happy life, happiness, but like in a very emotionally stable way. I thought this was the Four of Wands, and it's also kind of like a marriage card, but that's more of the action, the act of getting married, the act of like, physically falling in love with someone and doing the things that lovers do. This is the Cups. This is like the emotional love and stability, the feelings. This would be like, the speech you would give at the wedding, whereas this would be like, the moment you kiss your bride kind of thing. Like this is the speech. That's the vibe of this card. And we've got the Fool and the Knight of Swords. And so I think maybe you fell in love with someone else. I think you fell in love with someone else. The Knight of Swords is a very easy person to fall in love with. The King of Pentacles, not so much, unless you really want like the stable guy, which you might, because you're on a Pentacles path yourself. However, I think you want excitement. I think you want passion, and I don't think you're very well matched with another Pentacle. Let's put it that way. However, the Knight of Swords, yes, I can absolutely see you falling for this guy. I would fall for this guy. I have fallen for this guy. I think this guy made you think you found your person, and I think this guy probably made you feel, they were probably a bit of the fool themselves, but I think you were also allowed to be a little bit of the fool when you were with this person. So you, and I don't, and so this heartbreak, I think you broke someone's heart up here. I think you killed someone with a broken heart. Maybe you broke this person's heart and you drove them away and you're very happy about it. Maybe that's the culmination of this whole reading. And this person, which we really don't know anything about, and the Knight of Pentacles, I've said this before, I think they're a bit of a snooze fest. I think they're trying very hard to be a good person and do the right thing, and I think they're actually probably pretty good at that. However, they could bore someone to tears. Or if it's not your type, if that's just not the kind of person that you are supposed to be matched with, myself, I'm not supposed to be matched with the Knight of Pentacles. I'm supposed to be matched with the Knight of Swords or the Knight of Wands, which is why I'm always single. But the Knight of Pentacles, it's not your vibe, it's not your brand. And I think you did something to break this person's heart and drive them away. And whether or not when you first met them, you might have been totally enamored with them, or you might have found them always irritating and made things difficult. Either way, it doesn't matter. The same path, the same outcome ensued. It would add insult to injury if you did actually think for a moment that you were completely into them, because they probably then wanted everything, they probably wanted to be with you and were probably doing everything they could to be with you, and you maybe even led them down that path to believe that. But instead, I think you fell in love and saw your future in the Knight of Swords. I think this made you very happy, and I think, quite frankly, you drove this poor person insane, and you did break their heart. And you are the Queen of Pentacles. However, I do think you were the fool when you handled the situation. And the fool, it's not even an insult. It's not like calling someone a fool. It's someone who I think is careless and selfish, and just someone who thinks that like nothing affects them. They just think nothing can go wrong. What's the worst that can go wrong? Like, the sun's just shining on them. Everything's great. And it's kind of how you would feel if you were really in love, or you thought you were in love or in lust or whatever. But I actually think that you and this person got quite carried away, and you got way too into your feels. And there we have with away. I think you got carried away. This just swept you away. You never meant for this to happen. You're not a horrible person. You might be a little careless. You might have a little bit of the fool in you, but if you're the Queen of Pentacles, you're solid. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles she's a strong one in this whole shebang of a tarot deck. Like, she's astute. She is like a no nonsense person. She is ever so slightly emotional, but she likes to nurture, and I think she likes taking care of people, and she likes things that are wounded. I think there's a bit of that as well. So I think somehow you allowed yourself to connect or latch on to this Knight of Pentacles, or allow them to latch on to you. It didn't go well. You damn near killed them. They're gone now. They're out of the picture, and I hope they're happy. I really do. You're doing great. Although I don't know that you're doing great right now, because I don't think you're necessarily with this line down here, if you are, but then we pulled these cards, so maybe you are. Or maybe you're just happy that you really did rid yourself of this, because it is, maybe you knew that you would break their heart. Maybe you knew you would destroy them. However you did it, whether you sat them down and had a mature conversation, stating all the facts, you still would have shattered them. And maybe there was no way around that. You probably did it in an even worse way, but I think it was probably a huge relief to you, because that was your burden. You were carrying the burden of this relationship up here, that you never should have let go as far as it did, and we know that. But you are the Knight of Pentacles, and you're the Queen of Pentacles, and I think there was this aspect of you that wanted to see it through, that wanted to kind of nurture it, that wanted to make it right, because there is that goodness in you, and you want your home, you want your place, you want to, set roots. You really do want that, but it didn't work for you. And yeah, let's see a little bit about where you are. Where are you right now? Just gonna do 2 cards for where you are right now. You and these Pentacles. Oh, there's the 4. That's what a 4 actually looks like. And a 2. 4 Pentacles. This is like it's a budgeting card essentially, but it makes me think of like holding very tight. And then this is like a balance, like a juggling act, but not maybe in a fun way, but I don't get the impression that things are too fun for you right now. You've either put this on pause, and as a result of all this, you might be living a very intentionally lame life right now, almost like you're punishing yourself a little bit, or you're making yourself stay in your feels. You're kind of staying there because you did get swept away. You did hurt other people. And it felt icky. You're not a bad person. And I think there was, definitely an ick. So I think that even if you're happy, which you very well could be, and even if you know that, the world's your oyster and great things can happen all the time, I just get the feeling that you are not getting as carried away or carried away at all in the way that you did up here and here. I think you're back to being grounded, actually. Let's put it that way. You've grounded yourself. You took corrective measures, and you are now on the right path. And it is a juggling act. I don't know that you're still with this person. If you're still with this person here, it looks very different than it did. But it could still be quite good, because I keep going back to these Sun and World cards. But then this could also be a reflection of what a relief it was when you finally were free of this guy. And I've had these relationships with people who are the salt of the earth. They would love you like no one else on the planet ever would. And yet you stay up at night thinking how you can end the relationship without hurting them. And every minute that passes, you're just going to hurt them more. So there's a right way to do that, but you just know that there's no way to avoid hurting them. And it can be when that relationship just finally ends and it's actually over. It is the most freeing, blissful, exciting thing in the world. It's like getting, I don't know, like a get out of jail free card or something. It really is exciting. So yeah, that's definitely, I mean, these vague readings, they start off vague, they leave me really befuddled, and then I do get some clarity, very, very specific. So if this is something that you feel any connection towards, then let me know. I've been having fun with these oracle cards. I'm going to do 2 of them. I'm going to do a good luck charm and like something to keep in mind, like a kind of like a word of warning. I think you need a word of warning. I don't give most people a word of warning, but we're going to give you one. But you are kind of punishing yourself right now. And even keeping with this Pentacles energy, because you're so Pentacles, that this is how you would punish yourself. You're not going to punish yourself. You're restricting yourself in a way, like you're an earth. The Pentacles is earth. It's care. It's nature. And I do feel like you are somehow being very restrictive, and whatever it is, it is hard on you. But you know what? You made your bed, and you're not going to be there forever, and you're a good person. So let's get you a good luck charm. You need one of those. And we're going to do, yeah, this is your word of warning. Sacred Mirror. You know, I like this one for you because this is a little bit about karma. I think this is basically like you don't want this happening to yourself. You know you handled the situation wrong. And I'm really not harping on you at all because I'm sorry. Sacred Mirror, yeah, there's a place you can look within. You can turn within and get a lot of information there, and I think you're doing that now. And there's a place you can look to find, the answers of how you should behave and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And I think you kind of ignored that. You didn't go to that place. It's inside somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's inside somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. I think I know where it is, but it's not something like you can always just go to, but it's there. You have to really want to find it, but the answers are there. And I think from here on out, you will think more and take time and meditate on some things before you, do things that could affect other people to the extent that they did. And your word of warning, make a mission statement for your soul. So I guess that's like, what's a mission statement? Like where you want to end up, what you want to do. Yeah, and maybe this is a don't punish yourself too hard card. And that's a very gentle word of warning, but something about this makes me think like, you deserve to be happy. You've just don't be too hard on yourself. Don't This was a life experience for everyone involved. Nobody's perfect. There's a reason why this person wasn't your person, and maybe they weren't an angel either. Who knows? But I just figure out what you really want, what's going to make you happy, and try not to affect other people in figuring that out. But yeah, really try to figure out what you want, and I think you can find it. And I guess for your soul, it's like what's that piece that you really need? What caused you to do this, not do this? I think you just need to think about that. I made a mess of that card. I always mess up one of these last two cards, always, inevitably. And it's always the last one too. But I don't love this reading, but I think that maybe if it came out, you needed to hear it. You already knew it. And if it felt harsh, I really am sorry. That's not the intention. I'm not, your mom. I don't need to tell you what you've done wrong. And it's Spirit. Spirit turned these cards over. It's her message. So that's a way. Don't get swept away. Okay. Thank you so much. Feel free to leave a comment, anything that you feel like you want to share with me. I appreciate it. All right. Have a great day or night. Hello, Pile 3. I want to thank you for being here, for listening and watching. This is Light and Bone Tarot, and you are here for a wish. So let's see how this goes. And bear with me if it takes quite a few minutes to get into this reading. That's been the theme for the last couple, so my gut tells me it's going to play out again here. But we did get somewhere on the last couple of readings, and it was so specific, it probably is nonsensical for the majority of the people watching, but we'll see. I hope that's not the case. Okay, what's going on in your world? Let's see what's happening in your world. That's always a good start. Okay. Whew. Oh my word, this is so fun, so explosive, so fun. The Lovers, the Tower, and the Devil. 3 major cards that I just don't even know what to do with them together. I don't think there's love anymore. So we can just put this at the end. Or in the beginning. No, yeah, there was love. Oh my goodness, excuse me. There was love. It basically crashed and burned. And I think that there was some force that was really not helping the situation. I don't know. Sometimes the Devil card to me, it's like, it can be almost like fun, naughty energy, or it can be like something really bad. But with the Tower and the Devil, this could get heavy. I don't know. Okay, let's get another snapshot. Sorry, I'm not laughing. What are all these major cards doing? Whew. King of Swords, Eight of King of Swords, Eight of Swords, and the Hermit. So Eight of Swords could be looked at as an isolation card. The Hermit is absolutely an isolation card. Introspection and, internal guidance and light and wisdom and all these other things that are actually quite good. The Eight of Swords is not necessarily a great card. It kind of means that you're almost like your eyes are closed. You're blocked off. In other words, you are isolated, but you're isolated like mentally. There's a mental isolation. You can't tap into your thoughts. Oh my gosh, excuse me. You've lost the ability to control your thoughts. Your mind is kind of running away with you, and you are just, quite frankly, you're lost. You don't know what to do with yourself. You're scared. You're alone. It's just not a nice place to be. But the Hermit is someone who is by choice, alone, looking in, trying to figure things out. I don't feel like this is by choice. I feel like this is your mind running away with you. There's this loss of control, and it's kind of left you feeling alone, confused, devastated, whatever. King of Swords, that's a good card. That's a good card. It's I need to slow down. It is an intense person. It's a male energy. There's some truth and some goodness to the King of Swords. I think they mean well. I don't think they want to hurt anyone. I think they can easily if they wanted to, probably easier than any other aspect of the tarot. But they definitely or any of the court cards. Okay, so why are you here? Snapshot for Wish. I can only say that a relationship, it went bad. It definitely fucked you up. But it's funny because this energy to me, this is almost comical. It's so explicit in its detail that normally if I saw these cards, like something major happened. It's really bad. Like you were blindsided. Something horrible happened. But I don't know why I'm not taking it like it's really all that bad. But whatever it was, I do think it was brought on by someone who is a King of Swords energy persona. But I do think it messed with you. And I do think that it's caused you to become the Hermit, which isn't a bad thing at all. That might have been something you really needed to do. The Hermit is someone who looks within and who is searching for something, but consciously searching. It's not like they accidentally became the Hermit. I think you really kind of have to want to do that. You kind of feel like you're tapering back for a while, maybe, like tapering back on a lot of things. And before you know it, you really are. You're quieter. You're thinking more. You are probably interacting with people less, but you're interacting with yourself more than you ever have. And there's this very spiritual element to the Hermit that I like. I pulled the Hermit card for myself in a spread months ago, implying that the end of the year and kind of the beginning of 22, that I would be in a Hermit phase. And I am so totally in a Hermit phase. I'm doing these videos. I've blocked myself off from the world in a lot of ways, and it's worked. And it's like, I'm just honoring this path that I'm on. So whatever happened here, definitely you're the Hermit now. And this is almost my takeaway. I don't know if we're even going to get into this, but it was like you fell in love. You thought the man was perfect. Everything crashed and burned. And then you found out that he was actually just a shitbird. And to what extent, I'm not sure, but it definitely messed with your head. It definitely made you question things, and you have turned within as a result. I think you're strong. I don't think your heart is just shattered, but I think it did. I think you needed to do this anyway. Okay, let's get I don't know, let's get your mood. Where are you at right now? Like, what's your mood? What are you feeling right now? I'm going to do Page of Wands, High Priestess, and Page of Cups. And so the Page of Cups, I mean, it's fun to see two-page cards because pages they're a light energy. I wouldn't call them silly, but they're light. They're the kids of the deck. And if they want to do something, if they want to do this, if they want to be creative, if they want to be fiery, if they want to tap into their emotions, they don't really know how to do it. They're kind of like sampling how to do it. They're just experimenting with it. So if I see that you got the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups, for me, it makes me think like you are really trying to figure out who you are. Like, are you, or who do you, like, what do you want? Do you, I don't know, do you want to tap into this creative side of yours? Do you want to really get into your feels? Like, what is it that you want? But being the Hermit, you do have the time to think about this. The High Priestess card right now, though, is interesting. She's a tricky little devil, the High Priestess, and I love and hate her. I really have mixed feelings with her because she's very strong, she's very tricky, she's very secretive, she's powerful. I mean, when I first started learning about tarot, I still don't totally understand the High Priestess, but I didn't think she was that great. Like, she annoyed me a little. I couldn't figure out what all the hype was about her. And now I get it. Now I think the High Priestess is like, I just kind of came to respect her a little bit more, and I get her now. She's not the Empress. She's a secret. There's something, she's very secretive, but she's very smart. She knows she's all knowing. I mean, and she could be anything she wants because she literally has the capacity to be and do anything she wants. She's actually quite magical. But if the High Priestess card comes up, especially if there's any pain or introspection or contemplating like a direction or what you want to be or why something happened, was it because you were this or you were that, or you need her. Like, she's in your back pocket and she's going to help you figure things out. If you're the Hermit right now, you could take a lot of time and maybe not snap out of it, but she will snap you out of it. And she's going to give you some answers. So I like this for right now for you. I don't get what it has to do with wish, but let's see why. I don't know. I'm just going to see. What do you want? What do you wish for? What's your wish? And again, these readings do take me a while I've said hit my stride, but they're there. It's there. If you had a wish right now, like, what do you wish for? What do you want? What was it about this that actually didn't affect you quite as much as it should have? That's what's funny about this to me. But yet you are the Hermit. It affected you enough that it forced you to take a step back. And then we have this line, which is still more introspection, more confusion, more trying to figure things out. But then what do you wish? I feel like you want, it's almost like you kind of want to reinvent yourself. You kind of want to, like, I don't want to say disappear, but I just feel like you want to take what happened and use it as an opportunity to really become someone else. And I don't mean that in a weird way or a way that you shouldn't do that. We all get chances, I think, to reinvent ourselves. We can reinvent ourselves at any time. I think it's just a commitment to it. But something about this line of cards makes me think that you actually want to do things differently. And I think what happened here made you realize that for whatever reason you were making just not the right decisions, quite possibly shitty decisions, or you were just living a life. Like, maybe you knew this person wasn't who you thought he was, and you still stuck it out, and you still made the decision to be with them, and you knew it was going to blow up in your face. You knew it was going to hurt you. You knew it was going to mess you up. And yet you didn't care. You didn't have enough care for yourself or the situation or just in general to step back from it. You let it play out in front of your face. You allowed this movie to play out. And I have done this. So this isn't something people don't do. We all do this. But it's weird when you're doing it because you know the writing's on the wall. You could write the ending of the script and yet you're still there. You know it's going to hurt you and you're still doing it. And I think this led you to really, really want to kind of be a different person. I think you almost wanted to be a different person. You were like living vicariously through someone else when you were even in this relationship, I think you were trying to be someone who could handle the situation or wasn't going to be affected by this or could change this person or whatever it is. I think there was a part of you that was like, I'm just going to see where this goes. It's an experiment. I'm going to see what happens if I pretend to be this way or act this way or pretend to be unaffected. I just feel like there's like this play, this act that's played out and you haven't really been yourself. And then when you realize this, and it did kind of, I don't know that it broke your heart, but it fucked with you. It altered you in a way. It kind of shook you into a state of like, okay, I can't live my life like this. I have to pick a lane. I just have to be someone. I don't know that you really know who you were, and this made you realize you have to figure that out. There's a sense of that here, and that's why I don't think you were so heartbroken, because for some reason you had to go on this journey just to kind of figure this out. And now you're very close to doing some new things here. You're very close to being someone and something you've never been, but who you're supposed to be. I think you're close to finding your place. And there's a sense of adventure to you. There's a sense of strength to you. There's also, there's an emotional vulnerability to you. But more than anything, there's almost this like playful, experimental, somewhat lightheartedness that you really want, which contradicts the hermit. Although I think you're doing this as a form of like, you have to do this. You owe this to yourself. You owe this to your friends, your family. You have to do this. But you're going to come out of it. And when you come out of it, it's like, who am I going to be? Who do I want to be? Like, I can be anyone. It's like when you move from one state to another, which I did actually recently. Or you move anywhere, you go to a new school or you start a new job and there's that sense of like, you can reinvent yourself. And it's not like we can to an extent, but we're the same people. Our minds, our synapses fire in the same way they did back home, where we are wired to be the same person, and ultimately that will play out unless you go to therapy and try to change certain things. But we are who we are, is what I'm saying. But I feel like you have this kind of blank slate somehow where you really can start over with who you want to be, how you want to handle relationships, where you want to go, where you want to work, what your sense of adventure is, what's going to make you happy. And these 3 cards to me just show me that like you're ready to take this. It's an adventure and it's a discovery, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a little messy. But it's definitely going to be fun for you. And yeah, I definitely seen it being ever so slightly problematic. I don't see it being dangerous or anything like that, but there's something you're going to have I think 2022 is going to be a fun year for you. I think it's going to be a very fun year. And if I were to sum it up in one word, it'd probably be fun. I don't know that it's going to be horribly productive or, I think you're going to, at the end of the year, you're going to be able to reflect back and be like, wow, I really figured some shit out. I really know who I am. And I think that's great. But I think you're going to have a lot of fun figuring that out. I just have that feeling, because the way you handled this, like, you are a fun person, and yet you really do know how to buckle down and commit and kind of just look within. And there's something so random about this reading to me, but for wish, I get the sense that like it's kind of like a wish. Like, what do I want to wish for? What do I want to be? And I'm not saying you don't know yourself. I think you really know yourself. I think the fact that you're even addressing it and thinking about these things this way tells me you know yourself, because everyone thinks about this in a way. They just think, oh, I can't do this. I can't be someone totally different than I was last year. And it's like, well, you can. And if you own it and you do it, then that's you. You know, like once that becomes your belief and your thoughts and your words and your actions and your habits, like then that's you. So that is something to really bear in mind. Like if you commit to the person you want to be, you don't have to just wish for it. You just have to commit to it. And yeah, and I guess I think too, an aspect of this, I think there's something that makes me think like maybe you've had some struggle in your life, maybe you've had some pain, and you haven't really ever had a chance to just do you. There could be an aspect there could be that other layer here where like maybe you've always taken care of someone else. Maybe your life has always had a very heavy undertone to it. Maybe you've always made the right decisions. Like, so that's what I mean when it's like you get to think about who you are. Definitely the high priestess in that kind of discovery. And even seeing a conflict here of Page of Wands or Page of Cups. Like, you know, do you want to be someone who takes care of other people? Do you want to be someone who gets to live a little more selfishly and like pursue their own like interests and passions? Like, what do you want? So yes, when I talk about this, I do think that you have, for whatever reason, had to kind of stifle this exploration that a lot of people get to do as they grow up, throughout college, after college. I mean, it's like this is your trip to Europe, your little European sabbatical that college kids take, where they get like a Eurail pass and go for 5 months or whatever. That's not what I did, but I just feel like that this is your kind of like post-college sabbatical right now that you get to be on. And yeah, and you know, I'm not saying you're going to leave the country and go away, but even if you do this without even leaving your town, maybe you have a job, maybe you have a family, maybe you can't leave, you're still doing it. You're still figuring it out. You're not in a relationship, I don't think. If you are, it's like, it's not showing up on this radar, so don't know what to tell you about that. Yeah, interesting. Okay, I feel like I asked, oh yeah, this is what you wish for. I'm gonna do some oracle cards, because I'm trying to think what else to ask without like muddying these waters too much, because it took me a while to get into this, and I do think this is you, and I don't want to ask like what'd you go through, why are you this way. We can get some advice from Spirit. Let's ask Spirit for some advice, okay? That's fun. Let's ask her for some advice. Her, him, them. 7 of Pentacles. 10 of Wands. Oh my gosh, I always call swords wands. It's annoying. So I am seeing, okay, so this is basically an endings card, defeat. Because this is advice from Spirit, it's not this horrible dark card that we'd turn over if we're like, where's your relationship headed? It's not that card. This is Spirit giving you advice, and she's basically telling you that this cycle is ending, and you are, quite frankly, when something ends, something begins. So a door is shut, a door is closing, and a door is closing, a door is opening. And this 8 of Swords, where you were like kind of mentally tormented, is ending. It's just this weird cycle, and this meaning it ends and you get this new beginning. And then I do like this, you know, with the with the 7 of Pentacles and the King of Wands, you're making an investment in your future right now. Like you are doing exactly what you need to do to figure you out. This is your investment. This is your investment in you, in your happiness, in your everything that you love and work for. and want to hold and touch and possess and own and be, you are investing in that right now. And this is you putting the work in. And I think your work's about to be fun. That's the thing. Your work's about to turn into fun, kind of like a wish. Like you've probably wanted this for a very long time, and I'm going to say your wish is coming true. And King of Wands, advice from Spirit, maybe she wants you to be the King of Wands. And he is, I mean, it's a male, it's a masculine energy. It is not passive. It is active. It is aggressive, but good. It's fun. I mean, this is fire. This is great. This needs to be you, and this needs to be you on your journeys. Because if you're going to be the Fool, if you're going to be the Knight of Cups, you need to be the King of Wands in there. This is going to protect you, really help guide you, and could get you into trouble at times. By trouble, I mean like there could be a little too much passion that you give to certain causes or thoughts or people, but that's part of your journey, and it will be fun. It will be a story to tell. But yeah, I feel like you will probably take a trip or do something along those lines. But even if it's just a weekend where you do this deep exploration, or it can be months or weeks, I do think the whole of like next year is going to be a year for you just to really have fun. And a lot of people, if you told them they were going to have fun in 2022, they'd be like, I don't really want to have fun. I want to get rich. I want to fall in love. I want to, get proposed to. I want to have a kid, but like fun, I don't know about that. But I think for you, hearing the word fun is actually, it's welcome. It's something you probably wished for, even if you didn't know you were wishing for it. It's like, yeah. So you can come out of your hermit mode when the time's right. And you might be edging on that right now. And yeah, I think you're going to have a great year. So enjoy it. I do think you've earned it. We've got 2 oracle cards we're going to do real quick. So we're going to get a good luck charm. And let's do a word of warning on your journey. Good luck charm. Could have sworn this came up earlier. That's fine. Oh my goodness, these same 2 cards. I've shuffled and shuffled and shuffled and shuffled. That is so funny. When I take these cards, I put them back in the middle of the deck separately, and I shuffle and shuffle, and they are the exact same cards. So there's a reason to this. Fearless expression. Yeah, do you, be you. Don't be afraid of it. It's your time to come into your own and do exactly what you want when you want to do it. So yes, be fearless. It's you. And I just keep getting that message of you've earned it. So there you go. And fall in love with your own story. It is time to figure you out and tell your story. You don't have to tell anyone, but it's time to figure out your story and just to get into stride, find your stride. And it's everything that we've said. I really think it tracks. Is it going to track with everyone who watches this? I have no idea. But if it does track with you or one person watching this, let me know, because it's unique and it's interesting. And it's your wish, I think. I think it's your wish. Yeah, okay. Whatever you've been through, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your year and new year and year all of. Thank you so much. I hope to hear from you in the comments if possible. Great. Thank you. Bye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much. We are on our fourth picture, and this one is called Sleep. I think it's like the most depressing of the 4 pictures, which is interesting, but it's also funny. It's also, I think, the one I would have picked, and I'm not sure why. I think because I love sleep, and this kind of reminds me of like a dream state. So actually it's not depressing. It's just, I don't know what it is. But yes, I am excited to see where this goes. The readings before this were, I want to say they were like bizarre, because they were so specific, and each one took me a long time to get into. And I think it started off, if people finish them, thank you. I hope it paid off. But I think that's going to be the theme here too. So just bear with me. We'll get through this. And then, halfway through, we'll get a picture of what's going on in your world and why you picked sleep. Uh, so, okay. I want to know what's going on in your life, your world. Let's see a little bit about you. So, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, High Priestess. I think you're trying to figure some things out. And I say that because this to me is a juggling act. This is a balancing act. This is like, it's a little bit of walking a tightrope. It's a little bit of, juggling. It's like a circus act. It's what's next. But it's also sincerely there's a little bit of like a tumultuous element to it as well, where you're not just juggling for fun. You're doing it because you actually have to. Like a circus performer, the clown has to be putting on that show, and there's something sad about that. Not for the clown, but just that, anyway, it doesn't matter. So the High Priestess is really trying to figure something out. The High Priestess to me she's mystery, she's mysticism, she is wisdom, higher wisdom, the highest wisdom. I just think of intuition. I think of like this whole, like, just a Solomon's temple full of divine secrets and knowledge, and she's got it all. She knows everything, and yet there's still mystery. So I do think if you're the High Priestess, I see you less as all-knowing and more of like trying so hard to figure it out. Like, you've got some shit to figure out, and it might be exhausting you right now. You probably are exhausted, because if you are in this juggling act of just trying to understand, trying to comprehend, trying to think, trying to ponder, it is a lot. But the High Priestess it's a positive energy. It's an intuition. The chakra that goes along with it is the third eye, which is like that really all-seeing, clarity, clairvoyance, just almost like you'd have to be in a trance or like a meditation to kind of really get everything she's giving you. And Ace of Pentacles is, I think you want to feel a little more grounded. I don't know if you're doing things that would ground you, but I think you kind of want that. Maybe you're working towards it ever so slightly. New job, new home, new location, new things that you think are going to make a difference. So this is a snapshot. Let's get another line here. Because there's a reason you picked sleep. It's an interesting one. Love the Ten of Pentacles. Really like that. That's a good card. That's like a family, home, everything just kind of comes together in this beautiful ending. Four of Swords is rest, recoup, rest. There could be an element of like sickness or recovery from some kind of ailment or sickness, but it's rest, and it's resting your mind, not only your body, but your mind. And resting your mind is going to feed your soul. It's going to change every part of how you function and think, but it is a much needed state of being. And I do think you're exhausted. There's something, whatever you're going through, wherever you're here, there's an exhaustion. And it's almost like there's something negative about it. It's kind of that feeling of like that new mom exhaustion, or maybe you have kids and you're new to this one kid, or maybe it's your first kid, or like you're new to being a wife, you're new to being out of college. I feel like there's something new that's happened in your life that's big, new job, new whatever, and you're trying so hard to understand it. It's something that you want to get, you want to master, you want to understand it, and it is taxing and it's exhausting, and understanding it while doing all the other aspects of your life are, quite frankly, just draining you. But so yeah, I do think that you need rest. I don't know if you're getting it. I do see a family element or a sense of like, from a family perspective, I think things are good. I think you're probably either in a settled relationship or you are, not in a relationship and it's fine. To me, you're surrounded by people, you're doing great. This to me isn't going to be a card about love or relationships. It could go that way, but it doesn't feel like that. There's something else here where I think you are just overwhelmed or bogged down, and we'll get a little bit more about that. Page of Cups, yeah, like I think you're feeling pretty good. You're definitely things are good for you. You're thinking about things positively. You're positive. You're off to good starts. Things are good, actually. You're happy, even if ever so slightly emotional or emotionally careless. You're good. Okay, why? Why are you here? Why did you pick? Why did you pick sleep? We want to know why you picked sleep. I want to know why you picked sleep. Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. That's always funny when that happens. This is like, these cards, I just think of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and I think of these like two apprentices, like one's kind of planting seeds, you know, and then the other one's kind of like cultivating the efforts. So this would be like, you know, the hard work, and then like the hard work still hasn't really paid off, but you can rest assured that it's about to pay off. So there's an element of, yeah, I think you've worked hard to get somewhere. And the Empress she's an earth energy. I mean, just like the Pentacles before us, she's earth, she's beautiful, she's bounty, she's full, she's fertility, she's woman. I mean, I really feel like you either are a new mom, you just had a kid, or you have something about like your family. Maybe you're surrounded by kids. You're very much a mother. You married into a family with kids. Your siblings had kids. I don't know, but there's a feeling like you're taking on this kind of like motherly role, and it is absolutely exhausting, but it's also causing you to really want to, like, I think it's pushing you to figure out like what's the point of life? That's what I think you're pondering, that like, why are we here? What's it all for? Are we good people? Are we bad people? Is this heaven or hell? Like what is this? I feel like there's these life questions that you're really digging into. And you are also, you've just really achieved something. You've worked very hard to achieve something, and it's happened. And I mean, if you're the Empress, you're bountiful, you're beautiful, you're healthy, you're strong. You do need to rest, and that's not going to end. But I think you're happy. I think you're fulfilled. And I think even these questions, you're happy that they're coming to you. It feels good that you're at this point where you're like actually thinking about these things for a change. Like I said, I don't see any stress about a relationship, a partnership. I think you're great with family, your friends. I just think you're on this internal, something's exhausting you internally and mentally, but not in a bad way. I think it's making you happy. And I know that feeling. It's almost like the feeling of being very passionate about something that, I don't know, something that, like a new endeavor, something that you want so bad, and you're so relieved to have that on your mind, to have that be your focus. And I think that's what the High Priestess kind of trying to figure out, these new things that are arising as a result of something you wanted very bad and are actually now getting. Okay, let's see here. What do we ask? Why do you want to sleep? Why are you so tired? Why do you want to sleep? Why are you so tired? Okay, let's get some information here. Two of Wands, Six of Swords. Interesting. Let me think about this. Okay, I mean, this is basically a decision, and this is like a transition. It can be leaving, but it can be like there's a transition. Whether you're not leaving, it can be like a change, like something looks completely different. It didn't, our house didn't look like this yesterday, and now it does. I didn't have a kid here with me yesterday, and now I do. I didn't work 9 hours a day, and now all of a sudden I am. I just think there's been something that's like a transition, and it's led to just more contemplation, more thought, more energy. And this is choice. And with the Queen of Pentacles, I mean, I love Queen energy. The Pentacles, there's a lot of the earth here. And I mean, the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress they're similar. She's heaven. But I really do like the Queen of Pentacles. I think the Queen of Pentacles is very nurturing, loves to care. I think can be slightly moody or in her feels more than you would think out of this card. But if you're tired and you're exhausted, it's because your world's been turned upside down, I think in a very good way, but I think you are overwhelmed, you are bogged down, you're being pulled in many different directions. You're tired. I don't think you're getting the sleep you want because whatever you wanted finally came to you, and now as a result of it, you are spent. You are, I think your life is very exciting right now. I get it. I kind of get this space that you're in where it's like, you're firing on all cylinders. Things are coming at you from all directions. Like, one second you're like, I need to look this up. How do I do this? And then the next you're like, I've got to cook dinner. While I'm looking this up, I'll find a recipe. And then like, oh my God, I'm going to go to the store and I'll just save this recipe while I'm looking this up. And while I'm at the store, I'll figure out what I have to get. And it's just like one thing snowballs into 10 other things and you don't even know where to start. That's kind of where I think you are right now. But you're liking it and you wanted it. So you're where you want to be. But you are tired. And that, I said it's like the most melancholy card because it looks like if you just stared at it long enough, you'd fall asleep. Like, it doesn't really make you sad. It just makes you want to like check out. Like, oh my God, I'm tired of looking at this card. It's super boring. And B, now I'm asleep. I'm tired thinking about the card or the picture. Okay, but let's get a little bit more because I do think that, I just think you're happy. Let's get a little bit about how happy you are. Tell me why you're so happy. More Pentacles. That's your earth. You are earth to the core. Why are you so happy? We're all, and then the swords. Okay, that's funny. Ten of Swords, Five of Pentacles, King of Wands. You are so happy because I think whatever has happened to you was something you didn't think was ever going to happen. I think it's something you really wanted, something you've wanted for a long time, something you've thought about for a long time, something you've probably manifested. And I think right now you feel like you're in so much control because you got it. Whatever you wanted, you got. And I think this is something that like you almost never, again, you never thought you would get it. And that would have, if you didn't get it, I think you would have felt very, very defeated. There would have been a part of you that would have been affected and you might have checked out. I mean, I don't know, but you would have gone to sleep for different reasons. You would have been depressed. You would have been just sad. But no, you're happy because you got what you wanted. And you worked very hard for this. I think that you gave up and sacrificed a lot of things. I think there was a cost mentally, physically, every there was, you paid a price, you sacrificed, things were lost, and maybe even financially. It cost you quite a bit to get where you are, whether it's through trial and error. I don't know, but I just think that if whatever you are, if it didn't work out, that you would be like destitute right now, and you're not. You're in a good place, and the message I'm getting is that things are really good for you. And on top of it, not only are you happy, but you're pushing yourself through it. Like the fact that the High Priestess card came up and the Empress, like you're working. You didn't just get what you want and then throw the towel in or give up. Like you're really, if you told yourself going into this, like, I won't take this for granted. I won't ever forget that I was given this. I will never, take for granted the fact that I got this. Like you're not taking it for granted. And I think that's a really good thing. And I'm happy for you because that's a commitment. You're committed. And I think, but you're tired. I mean, you do need to sleep. I'm trying to think what I can ask that, I mean, it's funny when it isn't like about a relationship or anything. I just think that, um, let's get, let's get, let's get some advice from Spirit. I did that on my last reading and I really liked that. So let's get some advice from Spirit because she might have a way of calming you. Oh, I like that. Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, Six of Cups. It's funny when two knights show up at once, and there are so many reasons, and people wax poetic on many different what it means, outcomes for this. I'm going to tell you, I can't remember one of them. I've read them before. I can't remember them. But I think Spirit is telling you to not get ahead of yourself, to not get too far ahead of yourself, to really, really enjoy your moment, to not try. So with these two night energies, it can be like a constant ambition, right? Ambition to do more, to understand more, to learn more, to feel more, to be more. And I think it's a warning from Spirit. Like, there will be a point where you will have to taper back all this ambition and excitement and drive, and you'll have to be a little bit more in the moment or present. I think what you're doing now is needed. You've got stuff to figure out. You are truly driven and motivated, but I also think that there's going to have to be, to what end do you put yourself in this state of unrest, I guess. So I think it's something to keep in mind. And also, Spirit's telling you to really enjoy your present and not lose sight of that, not take for granted where you are. You haven't taken for granted what's been given to you. So that wasn't quite the right way of wording it, but you can say you appreciate it, be grateful, be humbled by it, but then you can also have a day pass you by and realize that you didn't take the time, you didn't rest, you didn't slow down. And I think that's a big message with sleep. Like, it's not just sleep to recoup, it's sleep to like take that time, like slow down. All this stuff is going to be here, and it's not like all these problems are going to be here. It's not like that saying, but it's like all the things you want to learn, all the things you want to figure out, tackle, achieve. You can always do that tomorrow, next week, whatever. It's going to be here, but definitely don't overlook some very simple, beautiful pleasures that are in your life right now that you wanted very, very badly. So pay attention to those, honor those. Don't go too crazy, trying to just be everything to everyone, mainly yourself. And let me do this oracle draw, which I've been liking. The last two readings, these same two oracle cards came up, which is funny because not only do I shuffle the hell out of them right now, I shuffle them for like way too long when the video ends. I shuffle all these cards. Okay, so I've been doing oh my God, I'm drawing my words out. I'm sorry. I have been doing a good luck charm oracle and like something to keep in mind. So let's do that. Let's do a good luck. It's an interesting color. And something to bear in mind. Okay. Again, seeing this one, but that's fine. Okay, good luck. See, simple pleasures. Fill your cup with sacred giggles. So not everyone watching this has a kid, so I don't want to make it too totally about a kid, but it would tell me slow down, enjoy the time with your children, or with whatever stage in your life that is just simple and beautiful and something you really wanted. So yeah, fill your cup with sacred giggles is absolutely simple pleasures. And I love that phrase. It is always the Six of Cups to me, and I just can't get away from it. I think I coined that term for the Six of Cups. I'm not sure. I may have read it in I've read a lot of books on this. I'm so well read. Sorry, I just feel like if I heard myself say that, I'd cringe. And then sacred mirrors as like what did we say this was? Like a word of warning. What the hell is sacred mirrors? I think that this to me is I think this is like a look within card, if I can think about it correctly. Be careful where you go for all your knowledge, like where you seek your answers, who you let give you the information to shape things, shape you, shape your thoughts. Maybe just tread cautiously there. And I don't know, this could be like a person that you really trust and confide in, a guru type, a mentor, a leader. Just make sure it's the right person. If someone's going to like reflect, show you, just make sure that it's the right person, it's the right energy, it's the right time. And I think you're the best person for showing you. I think you're your own sacred mirror. I think it's also a look within for the answers card. Yeah, and maybe also don't overthink it. Don't work so hard to get all the answers, because I think they're inside of you. They're right where they need to be. This last one, sorry if it left you more confused. This didn't. And this reading is good. I mean, I think things are great in your life. Nothing came up about relationships, and that's fine, because I didn't think it doesn't need to be addressed. You need sleep. You don't need sex, you need sleep. And I think that everything you want is literally right in front of you. So that's wonderful. You have the best reading of the night, I think. I can only remember the one that happened right before, but I think you're the happiest. Let's put it that way. Yeah, and you're gonna have a great new year, and everything's good. So enjoy. Thank you so much. If you want to leave me a comment, I would love it. I really would. It would mean everything. So thank you so much. Bye. Hello and goodbye. This is just my final farewell, my thank you, and where I start to ask you to comment if any of this just struck a chord with you or meant something, or if you really enjoyed it. I would really love to hear about it, and just really want to thank you for being here. And yeah, I'll be doing a lot of these, and if there's a reading or a topic you'd be interested in or would like to just hear what Spirit has to say about it through my lips, then yes, please let me know about it. I mean, no one's really going to be requesting readings, so if one person requested one, I would absolutely do it. I don't know that no one's going to request readings. You might, whoever's listening to this. But, the chances of me getting like 100 requests for readings are pretty slim. So let me know if there's one you're interested in. If not, that's totally fine too. Thank you so much. I hope to get to read for you again. Have a great night. Bye.